Okay, so I had Amy come and help me hold this up to figure out where I wanted it to be. And because I want to put some kind of cup holder or something right here over the S part of the stop sign, this has got to be kind of in this area so that I can, have enough leverage to pull these and then angled toward me. So what I've done is I started making this piece of square tubing, same size as I made the center console out of, and I'm going to put that on right here, about right here somewhere, so that this has something to bolt to, just like that. So that's what I'm working on now. Once I get this mounted, I can run brake line from here to the front. Now that I have this in place, we need to modify the brake handles so that it'll sit on there. And in order to do that, I'd like to find out where exactly this is going to go. First of all, we could mark where we're cutting this piece, and that's going to be about right here. So I'm going to cut this section off of here, sand it down so that it sets on here, and then I'll use this bolt. I'll use that bolt right there to help fasten the back part of this down to the center console, and hopefully with all of that it'll make it really strong. Fits to about right there, which leaves that bolt about right there. I think we need to take this bracket off of this, and then we'll use this bracket to mock up where it's going to be on that, which is right about there. And then we'll use the holes where these bolts are to drill through here and right there. I think that'll be the trick. If you don't want to lose your bolts, put them back in. And since these are 9/16 socket head bolts, they're probably a 3/8 by 16, which I have some of those. If I need some longer ones, which I probably will after this. Now we have a bracket we can work with. Let's go see how that fits on there. I think that will work. No reason why it shouldn't. Really custom stuff. Really what I'd like to do is find a piece of metal that fits in here. So the inside diameter of this bracket is not quite 2 inches. The outside's 2 inches, the inside's 1 and 7/8. So I'm going to walk around and see if I can find something that'll fit perfect in there without having to custom make anything. Well, I couldn't find anything, but it appears that if I just take a couple of pieces like this, if I was just to cut off one side of this, they would both fit in there, and then I could weld these two pieces together, and then this would slide right over the both of them. That would work dandy. Or all right, it'll be hot. Now this piece should fit right in there. I could weld the two together. Just do some more trimming to do on that, and then we'll tack it in. And just like that, we'll have a perfect fit. Sort of. And then drill some holes, and it's good to go. Break these tacks off. Oh, that's tacked on there good. Carve out this part of the panel so that this sits flat. It's so nice having a cordless one of these. Break that off with a small pair of pliers. Let's see if this sits flat now. Oh, much better. Alright, now I need to clamp this down and drill some holes here. I can see what I need to do, which is a real bummer. I have to take this all apart, cut the sides of these tubes with the grinder, and then weld it all back together. But now that I know where the holes sort of are, that's going to be nice. When it's done, slice this, make that hole, grind everything up, put it back together. I may even make a plate to catch the bolts on the other side. And we'll get this all welded together. Be nice and strong. Okay. Now when I drill that rest of the way, it'll have no problem just popping out the other side. Much better. This fits on there correctly. Now the only other thing that we need to do is make a bottom plate to match this top plate. Like that. Now I just need some 3/8 bolts that fits through the 1-inch tube through both these plates and into the brake handle. Alright. That might be, just might be the perfect length. Okay. First we do the bracket. This bottom bracket. For the bottom. And now, these line up. Let's hope. Alright. Now it's time for testing. I can reach those pretty good. So I can pull both. I'm going to modify these handles so they're easier to pull. But I could pull both, and that will lock up both rear brakes. Or I could brake my right rear brake, or I could brake my right left brake. I've got my transmission shift lever, winter shifter right here. I can still reach my emergency shutdown switch or key off switch. All my digital switches right here. My JB Customs transfer case shifter right here. This is feeling pretty good, and I can still put like a cup holder right here. I like that a lot. So what you would do if you wanted to do differential rear steering is shut off your locker, and I may put the switch somewhere really close to the brake, just so that it's easier to shut it off, shut it on. But you turn off your locker when it's disengaged. You pull one brake. Let's say you pull the left brake, and then steer really hard to the left, and this will simulate a front dig. With your left rear tire planted, your right rear tire is going to spin twice as fast and help your front axle pull you around a corner. You could pull both of them and it'll lock up just the rear brakes, or drag just the rear brakes, called drag braking. At least for RC trucks, that's what it's called. That'll help you to get down a hill without trying to tip over forward. I can have a front brake pedal and lock the rear, and that'll have the opposite dig reaction, where I'm locking up the front axle in two-wheel drive and trying to drive the rear axles around the front axle. With a single stick transfer case, I'll have pretty close to the same capability as a twin stick transfer case, just not as strong because it's just a chain driven transfer case. It's a 241C. I think this is going to work out pretty good. I'm going to reinforce this even more when I take all this part apart to weld it. But I think I'm pretty safe to start making some brake lines that go from the master cylinder to this brake handle. I got some steel brake lines ordered. We'll do the rest of the brake stuff in the next video. I'm pretty sure I'm about ready to start connecting the brake handles up to the master cylinder, the WJ master cylinder. Just remember, you know, in about 7 or 8 weeks, this thing's probably going to be driving around my backyard. I got some hills back there that I could flex on and test this thing out before I take it out wheeling for real. So thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. God bless. And remember, it's 100% not perfect.